Hello, and a very warm welcome. And once again, we have to talk Daniel Ricciardo. People will be thinking I'm coming a broken record, but a guy under pressure, it is Formula One. I'm a Formula One channel. We've got to talk about it because, again, he's in the news. Daniel Ricciardo is severely under pressure. What's going to happen? Yeah, is he going to keep his seat? We wait and find out, but he definitely needs to pick up his performances. So, Daniel Ricciardo agrees with team boss, team principal, Zak Brown. Zak Brown basically was on the Monday show on Sky Sports F1, Any Driven Monday, and he basically said Daniel Ricciardo's performances are not very good. He's getting smashed. He basically on the program, he kind of rinsed Daniel Ricciardo. He really did. I mean, he didn't exactly say Ricciardo's been shit, but in other words, he did in a nicer way. But yeah, Daniel Ricciardo agrees with Zak Brown. It's not false. So we got the article up here. Now I've not done one of these for a while, but yeah, I thought it was an interesting article on the F1 app. So I was going to do one of these yesterday about George and Alex, but yeah. I'm passionate about this because McLaren are my team. There's nothing, put that out there, there's nothing more than I'd rather see than McLaren winning again. I kind of have a pipe dream that Lewis will go back to McLaren and finish his career there. I don't see that happening, but yeah. So let's get into this. Daniel Ricciardo has admitted McLaren CEO Zak Brown. Yeah. Daniel Ricciardo is admitting McLaren's Zak Brown's recent claims that his tenure at the team so far has failed to live up to expectations. They're not false, Ricciardo said. Obviously signed from Renault to McLaren. Daniel Ricciardo's highlight was the win in Monza, as you can see on the picture. McLaren getting a 1-2 was fantastic as a McLaren fan. Yeah, Brown was asked on Any Driven Monday, the programme, what is the difference between Norris and Ricciardo. Lando definitely has the edge. We obviously would like Daniel to be much closer to Lando. Daniel is not comfortable yet with a car. We're trying everything we can. Short of Monza and a few races, it's genuinely not met our expectations. So, like I said, Brown's basically calling Ricciardo's performances shit, but he's saying it in a nice way. Because obviously he can't come out and slate his driver. But these are not what you want to hear if you're Daniel Ricciardo. You know you're under pressure. You know the pressure's coming. It's coming. People are talking. But for Zak Brown, the CEO of McLaren, to come out and say that, I think I said team principal earlier. He's not the team principal. That's Seidel. Yeah. For Zak Brown to come out and say that, it's brutal. Really, Brown should be getting behind him. But I do like Zak Brown. I like the way he goes about his business. Yeah. So, asked about Zak Brown's comments ahead of the Monaco Grand Prix. Daniel Ricciardo endured a difficult Monaco as he crashed the car and, yeah, had a difficult race as well. Crashed in practice too, finished 13th, Norris finished 6th. And Norris hasn't been 100% because he's been ill. Yeah. So, I don't take it personally. My skin is tanned, beautiful, and also thick. But it hasn't met our expectations. No one's going to be harder on me than myself, added Ricciardo. I know that I don't want to be racing around in 10th, 11th, and 12th. I still believe I can be at the front and belong at the front. So it's been a little more, certainly testing at times, in terms of trying to get up there and maximise myself in the car. We're working together, hard at it. Team wants to improve. I want it. all the PR nonsense there, really. Yeah. Lando Norris, 48 ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. Ricciardo's under huge pressure. Now, I don't say Daniel Ricciardo's one of my favourites. I don't hate him, but he's under pressure, hence why we're talking about him. Yeah, he's the biggest name who's under pressure. Latifi's not a big name. Schumacher's not really a big name. Ricciardo is a big name. But, yeah. Let's get a bit more what he said. It's still been a little bit tricky for me to gel 100% with a car. And I feel like I pull out these. I'm trying to say like spectacular laps, but it says I'm bigging myself up. Don't really get what that means. But yeah, just to pull out those heaters, I guess. Don't know what he's on about here, but I'm just reading the article. All in all, basically, Daniel Ricciardo agrees with Brown's comments. He's not lived up to the expectation, the hype. This was a guy who was in prime condition. This is a guy who beat Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel won 4 titles. Ricciardo came in and beat him. So the hype was justified about Ricciardo. He was really, really good. Was he a world champion at Red Bull? Possible. I don't know. I don't think he beats Max over a season, but he had the opportunity. He left Red Bull because of reliability problems. Max was the number 1. And yeah, since he left Red Bull, his career's just been a shambles. I've never seen such a decline in a driver than I have with Ricciardo. It's quite alarming. He's wasted 2 years at Renault. For what? For a bit more money. I mean, that was a poor decision. And then he's joined McLaren when McLaren are on the up, but they're still not as good as the 3 other teams. But yeah, I'm quite shocked, to be honest. We all expected Daniel Ricciardo to come in and wipe the floor with Norris. Well, I certainly did. I don't rate Norris that highly. And yeah, Ricciardo's getting beat by him. So, yeah. I honestly think Daniel Ricciardo's going to lose his seat. And I don't know where he goes after this. Maybe that's it in Formula 1. And he goes and does... He likes NASCAR, doesn't he? Maybe he goes and does something like that. Because you can't be getting beat by Lando Norris. I'm sorry, you just can't. Yeah. It's now or never for Ricciardo. He's got to start beating Norris week in, week out. Otherwise, he's done in Formula 1. Yeah. He's well liked by many. Many of my subscribers like him, but yeah. I think one of my subscribers who we have a bit of back and forth about Lewis Hamilton, I think he's spot on. Daniel Ricciardo is a demon on the brake pedal and a bit of a banter guy in the paddock, but he's not going to be world champion. I think that sums it up pretty well, actually. We'll leave it on that. Comment down below your thoughts on the smiling Aussie. And he agrees with Zach Brown's comments. Wow.